G'day Steelers Nation, welcome to Steelers Nation Australia. The Pittsburgh Steelers are awesome.
Who would have thought you could have a talking taco introducing Steelers Nation Australia? Guys, enjoy the video, but it's a tough one. Our defense isn't the greatest. Steelers Nation, welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. That's right. I'm a bloke in his room talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers who got their absolute butt whooped yesterday, 31-17. Absolutely demolished. And I know there were a few mistakes here and there, and we had a chance where we were tied at certain stages. Caleb Johnson, he made a really rookie bad mental error, stuffed up, touchdown. We had a pick by Rodgers, and Austin should have caught the ball. Football gets played out. But I want to talk about the defense. This defense has now allowed, well, let's take away that mental error. 24 points in this game, and also 32 in the other game. That's quite high. Our defense needs to play better. And I saw this tweet online, and this is absolutely insane. If you're thinking about like stats or things that have happened in the NFL in like 100 years, and if this is true, because I saw it on the internet, so the internet is always true, check this out. A bloke on Twitter says, Brian Nemhauser, he says, how rare was the Ken Walker the third TD against the Steelers in yesterday's game? And I assume, because I don't know who who Brian Namehauser is. I think he's a Seahawks blogger, podcaster, journalist for 18 years. So he looks like a credible source. He says here that no player has ever scored a touchdown. No player has ever scored a touchdown on a run of 19 plus yards or more in a third or fourth and goal to go situation in NFL history. The Pittsburgh Steelers make NFL history in a bad way. And that kind of sums up what our defense is. They can't stop the run. They're taking care of business of TJ Watt. He's getting double blocked and moved around, and he's not making any impact plays. They had Alex Highsmith out with an injury. You saw Patrick Queen struggling with his ribs. I don't think that Cameron Hayward or Benton, guys up front, are really doing any damage in terms of, blocking up lanes or rushing lanes or anything like that. You don't see any players tackling. Maybe besides Jalen Ramsey, he's one of the blokes out there, I think, actually trying to play football for this team. And I think this team is going through a lot, trying to find their identity and trying to play physical football from that level. And when you see this, because this is the Steelers defense, think about this. It's a Steelers defense that is the highest paid defense in the NFL, and they allow stats like this. That is absolutely insane. So third or fourth and goal to go situations, no team in NFL history out of all the games has allowed pretty much a 20-yard run. It's crazy. How do you not figure that out where maybe they're just trying to run to get a first, not a first down, trying to run to get a few more yards for a easier chip field goal, or trying to run to get the ball maybe honestly to the end zone. But where's the defense? Where's the defense? Linebackers stepping up. Where's the D lineman pushing off blocks? They're just getting overrun. And this is why it's not time to freak out. I'm trying to remain positive with this team. It's only 1-1, but there are glaring big issues for our team. Massive issues in terms of run defense. Did they solve that in the offseason by going and getting Derek Harmon and Y.A. Black? Are the guys who are in depth like Dan Aquale, are these guys good depth? Is it more a coaching thing with Carl Dunbar? Is it something where Terrell Austin and Mike Tomlin need to figure out and change up their defensive scheme or patterns or overall playbook or something where it's like, how the fuck can you stop this? Because it's not good. To be the first team in NFL history to allow a 19-plus 20-yard run, I believe it was 20 yards, all the way to the end zone. And if you go and watch it, it's like, here you go. Come in. There you go. Runs to the outside, Juan Thornhill doesn't get a touch on him. Not one player does anything. And pretty much from that point, the game is over. Anyways, I've got an episode coming up later on today as well, G'day Steelers Nation, where I'll probably premiere it around 3 or 4 p.m. or whatever it may be in the afternoon. And I may even go live tomorrow because we are starting to talk about this team more. It's not time to freak out. I want to remain positive, but there are issues that need to be fixed. This defense cannot allow 32 points 1 week against the Jets, and the Jets only scored 10 points against the Bills, and they played really terrible football. The Jets look like an absolute world beater to us. The Jets look like a Philadelphia Eagles team or the Ravens team against us, and when they play the Bills, they look like rubbish. Same with this team being Seahawks. They struggled against the 49ers. However, they ran all over us, got 4 yards per average, 100 yards, and the passing game was on fire. Sam Darnold stood in the middle, and all he did was pick apart our defense and go down the field to win the game. It's not good, Steeler Nation, being 1-1. The Mike Tomlin Boo Birds are out again. The Charleston Boo Birds are out, and honestly, with good effect. I think it's definitely something that people are allowed to bring up. If you don't like Mike Tomlin, that's fine. This happens all the time once we get a bad loss. The only way to mesh the noise down, to quiet it down, is to go win. To go win and get Rodgers playing good football again and finding 4 TDs. He had a TD to DK Metcalf. He can score one more to get in front of Brett Favre. But the only way to quiet the Fire Tomlin noise or this team sucks noise is to change the narrative and become a better team. Become a better football team at the same time. It feels like the same issues have been happening over and over for the past 5, 6, maybe 7 games. The Ravens game in the playoff game, where we got trounced 299 yards. Last week, the Jets ran over us 100 and something yards plus 183. And this week with Kenneth Walker Jr., he got, Kenneth Walker the third, he got 111 yards or whatever it may be. They stopped the other guy. They stopped Zach Charbonneau. They stopped him, but they couldn't stop Kenneth Walker the third. So that's an interesting stat where Pittsburgh Steelers make history. No player has ever scored a TD on the run of 19 plus yards in a third or fourth goal to go situation in the NFL. That's like 100 and fucking something years. That's a long time. All right, make sure you listen to and check out the podcast today. G'day Steelers Nation. Also, I might go live as well, maybe tomorrow night at some stage to catch up with all the news and catch up talking about our Steelers because we're getting now in preparation to go to Croke Park in Dublin. I've got 10 days until I go on a massive 25-hour flight all the way from Sydney to Dublin in Ireland, and I get to see Steelers versus Vikings, but we kind of have to win, in my opinion. We have to win the Pats game to make it 2-1 and then win the Vikings game 3-1, go to the bye and sort the team out. But you got to stop the run. A team has to play better than 31-17. A lot of mental errors. It looks like they weren't ready for the home opener. It's like preseason football right now. They were not ready. All righty, Steel Nation. I'll see you guys later on today or very, very soon on Steelers Nation Australia.